The FBI investigation of Michael Brown's death will include a third autopsy. A spokesman says that exam will happen as soon as possible. Bob Orr is in Washington, where federal officials say they have to step in because of the circumstances of this case. Bob, good morning.
Good morning. Well, concerns about violence and a loss of public trust have now pushed the Justice Department to take a more muscular role. And sources say federal officials are frustrated, believing that local Missouri police have mishandled the case. Now there's a full court press by the feds for the kind of dispassionate, fact-based investigation that can produce a credible outcome that's accepted by all. Attorney General Eric Holder has now ordered a U.S. medical examiner to do an independent federal autopsy on Brown to corroborate or perhaps refute the state's findings. This, of course, follows that federal local spat over that surveillance tape, which seemed to show Michael Brown robbing a convenience store just before he was killed. Now, Missouri authorities explain they released the tape to provide material the media had requested. But sources tell us the FBI had urged local police not to do that, arguing that releasing the tape, which is evidence, could inflame protesters and maybe bias the investigation. It's important to remember Missouri officials remain in charge of the primary case, and prosecutors there will decide whether or not to charge the police officer who shot and killed Brown. But the Justice Department is also pushing a separate civil rights investigation, examining the whole incident, the response, and the police department's history with the Ferguson community. Right now, dozens of FBI agents are still on the streets there conducting interviews and reviewing all of the evidence. Nora?
All right, Bob, thank you so much. And we should point out that in our next half hour, former prosecutor and defense lawyer Ricky Kleeman is going to look at the federal investigation and the question of who's in charge of this case and what that all means. That's ahead right here on CBS This Morning.